And I'll do a welcome. All righty, everyone. Welcome to our Realms of Abstraction session tonight with John Stevens and myself, Nadineo, and our special guest, Miss Ray. She's here on hand, off camera, but she's here. So Don, take it away and let's get to creating.
Yes, indeed. You know the deal. Hey, everybody, I got that screen going the way everybody asked about last time. Watch out. That's what happens when you have donators and they donate and they say, hey, Don, get it done. So it's gotten done. We have that other angle so I can say hi from there. What's up, everybody? Yeah, okay. You see? So we'll be switching back and forth. Tonight, everybody, if you want, you can work with your watercolors. You can work with the watercolor paper. You can pull out your pencils. So I have the graphite pencil there you can start with. You can have your other pencils out, like your charcoal pencils, your pick and fill pencil, your sketch and what's that other pencil again? The sketch and excuse me, wash and sketch pencil. You see, so you can have one of those out. If you have one of these bad boys, a crow quill, you see that, everybody? That's for everybody that's with us tonight, like Ray Della, and with the people that's going to be in the print world. I like to say the rewatch world, as you say. Graphite pencils there. You also can have your white chalk if you want to. These are some things that go on later. You see, if you have your woodless graphite pencils, I have one of those there too as well, if you can see it. You see? So this is the woodless graphite pencil. You see that there? Mm-hmm. So it's like a couple of things you can have, but the main thing is you want to have your erasers. So here's one of the eraser things that we had there. You see the holder in there. You see? Yeah, I know you got one of those. And then the sketch and wash pencil. That's the pencil that has, show everybody. This is that pencil, the sketch and wash pencil. It has the silver tip on here. At the opposite tip, you know. And another one is you can have the color pencils, everybody. Remember we talked about that? Right, yeah. I have a prism set here.
I have color pencils.
Right, so we remember we was gonna show everybody how to use the hand sanitizer with that. In combination to everything that we're doing. So yeah, you see everything that we can have. You can also have your Sharpie markers out there. So Sharpie marker if you want to. These are some of the things that you can have. You see I have the watercolors here, but you can also have the cake set if you wanted to. This is the Pelican set there. You see, brushes you can have. Well, what I try to get people to understand is your brushes should fit your format. So since we're working with a smaller format, I have the smaller brushes out. You see? Okay. So you can have a round brush. You can have a flat brush for areas. They also have something called an angle brush. That's a flat brush cut on an angle. You see everyone?
Yeah. So
yeah, and then you have what they call a filbert, a short filbert too as well, where it's rounded at the tip and it's long. Hey, so Don, this is just a specialty. Yes.
Don, can you pull it closer to the table because it's going out?
Yeah, it's getting distorted. I know. I was trying to work on that. I'm looking at the TV screen. And I see it's distorting every time I lean up. So that's why I was trying to hold it down. You see those, Ray Della?
Yeah, I could say.
Okay. You see? So these are some of the things we can work with, you guys, you know? You have to have it all. No, you don't have to have it all. You can have the watercolor pencils too. So I'm going to go with the, I have what they call a Sergeant set, as they call it. Sergeant is the company. You see that? And these are all.
Oh, okay.
You see, so I found these at the dollar store so everybody can understand that idea. You see.
They're watercolors?
Yeah, those are watercolor pencils right there.
I got one at what is it? Joann's.
Oh, yeah, I could see
Yeah,
that.
Joanne has them too. Yep, she'll have. They have the Artist Loft brand over there, from what I understand.
So they got the cakes and the pencils.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Uh,
Yep. So it's either or,
Royal,
however you have it.
Royal and Land Nickel.
So when I have your water out, you want to have a water vessel out.
Yeah, I do.
Just in case you want to have your paper towels out.
Paper
Just
towel.
in case.
In case I make a mess.
Yeah, or in case you have to rinse your brush off and then wipe it off.
Yeah, that's
Your brushes also, I have the synthetic nylon. Those are the easiest and more inexpensive brushes that you can buy. You see? Synthetic. So these right here you can buy from the dollar store. You get a pack of 3 just like that for $2. All right.
Awesome.
These here you can get from how would you say Michael's. There's no more AC Moore, and they have them in a bag. They're I forget what specials they're called. They're called. Yeah, it's not saying the brand. No, Princeton. There you go. It's called the Princeton Basics. And they'll have a bunch of brushes in a bag specifically with certain sizes, larger sizes too as well, with the same type of configuration. All right. So yeah, what is tonight all about, everyone? Right? Tonight is all about what? The illumination. How do you get colors or get something to just bounce with color? But get the color to seem like it's emanating from inside of the confines of your page or the confines of your canvas. You're trying to make us believe that there is no outside light source. You want us to believe that that light source is coming from the inside of the canvas. Understand, ladies?
Yes.
And gentlemen, that's going to be in the future possibly.
Yes.
Marie Della. All right. Well, since we're all there, you can either once again start with your graphite pencil, or your ebony pencil, or your sketch and wash pencil. But I would leave the sketch and wash pencil to the side. All right, if you're all set up and you're ready to go, I moves all this stuff out the way. And now what happens now is we get the rocking and rolling. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do 2 of these. Let me see the screen. Move over a little bit. Yeah. Let's just go this way, like that.
that one.
Yeah, there we go. Landscape.
Okay.
Yep. All right, ladies, you ready? So what's going to happen is we're going to use, well, what I was thinking about using is the candle. So hold on a second. Let me do some explaining on the board real quick. That's what I'm going to do first. How's that sound, Nadine?
Sounds great.
Okay. All right, let me hurry up and do that. So we're on the board. You ladies can see the board, no problem, right?
Yes.
Right, okay. Here we go, Nadine. Here we go, Rachel. Here we go, everybody in the rest of the world here. When I do this box here, you know the deal. You guys don't have to do this box, right? And plus, we're not doing nothing too heavy graphic tonight, so I don't have to do the box that's so big, okay? So now what's going to happen is we're going to use the light idea. So we can use a candle, so you can use a candle light just like this if you want it. All right? You see that there, what I just did?
Yes.
Okay. You can do it also, whereas you can make a makeshift so it looks abstracted, a makeshift candle with the candle wick. You see, these are the different ways you can make the candles. You can make as many candles as you want. You see, I would say start off with at least 3, and then possibly just do one where you have a 3 wicker,
Oh, you got
and
4
still,
lights.
yeah, and then still put it in one. So you can have one with multi-wicks on it if you want. Okay, that's up to you. Or you can do it like how I'm going to do it. So what I'm going to do is one here, then we do one lower than that, right? Then I'm going to do one big candle, just like so. You see that?
Yeah.
And then double this over here, one here, and then one larger one. So I'm going to make this bigger one the main one that's going to be lit. These other ones are going to be lit too. So then what type of abstract elements can we put around it first and foremost to make us feel like it's undulating? You see already, like the light is already springing forth from like a graphic type of image. Yeah, you can take the wick down off the page if you want to. That's up to you. You see, as an abstract element. If you're following me on the board, then you can use these ideas like we use some orbs. And we just drawing out the idea. You see? Things like that on the page. You see how already those lines make you feel like something is emanating already?
Yes.
Notice how you can start off large, small, large. It just has to echo out. And the larger ones are going to be on the outside, but then you can also do the same thing here for the smaller ones and make them overlap. You see what I'm doing? Make them overlap. You see, so then this way, it looks like all of them are dancing with light. Now, this is an abstract idea. It's the easiest way for you to see it, so then you can use this in other ideas. You see that? So then now, if I switch back to the other one now, to the board, don't worry, there go, it's playing games.
I lost your camera for a second there.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm still here.
Okay.
Just trying to figure out what it wants to do.
Yeah.
Still kind of slow, but it's okay. You got me? You ready?
Yep, got you.
All right, so then like I said, we can start the one in the middle with a light sketch there, you see? And I can make it come all the way up. So then make it come up a little bit higher. You see? Just to see where it's going to be. Just like that. There you go. And then the wick can come this way. Make it a big one, you know? So you can have fun with it. He's symbolic like that. See what I was saying, Nadine, about the upside down idea?
Yeah.
See, Ray Della seen me draw upside down. Nobody else has just yet. So that's what I'm doing now, Ray Della.
Oh, okay.
Because of the camera angle, the way I got the camera set up, I'm able to walk all the way around, but my headphones are short. So you see, so then you can come back in and you can clean out some of the spots here. You see with your eraser. See what I'm doing, everybody?
Yeah.
You know, clean out some of the spots with your eraser because you're gonna want some of these areas to be clear to white up the page to show. Okay? You see? Or you could have used this little duster thing, or you can use your paper towel. All right? So let's get it going. I had the short ones to the inside. And you can even make that, fancy. See, I would mess with the line a little bit just to make it, have some fun with it. We're still doing an abstract class, so, make the flame look interesting. You know what I mean? Maybe even use, and then now that one up top here would be the flame. See? So you see what I did there?
Oh, wow, that's cool.
We still want to have fun with these things. So it's not just about, trying to make this perfect piece and it has to, no. What you want to do at first is play with the idea. See if you can simplistically get the idea to come across. Once you're able to do that, then you can transcend it into other ideas, or switch it into other ideas. You see here, and then now, bingo, and put the flame on top. You see? You see that? Now, this is the first time I'm going to explain to everybody that you should work from your background coming forward. You see? This is another way that you want to work, how would you say, the idea of light to dark, or to work with watercolors, it should be that. So now, you got your watercolor palette near you, like me. You know, you probably don't see it on the screen, but it's right here.
Right.
And what I would do is I would take a little bit of yellow. See that, everybody?
Yeah.
Tap a little bit of water, get a little bit of yellow in there, get the yellow started, right? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of that yellow, you see that, and in and around.
Oh.
You start off with your lightest interpretation. Your lightest interpretation will be that yellow, so we can spread it throughout. You see that? But really faintly. You don't want to have it, but so rich on the surface. And do that round motion that I was talking about. Think about it. When you look at a candle, it emanates in a round way. You see? So then what happens is, to make your viewer believe that candle is doing that, then you would, how would you say, color in that same direction. You see how we did? So you see how I have the yellow loosely there? You can do that in the other ones too. So I add the water to it, you see? And just make that water saturate into the reconstitute that cake that I got there, or the buildup that I have there on the palette. The more I touch it, the more richer or the more intense the color gets, you see? You can almost just plop it in. Like, see how I'm doing the brush like this? You can dab. So I'm doing it upside down. If you're doing it from this way, you can dab it like so, you see? Right back in the paint, a little bit in there, dab it round like so. You see? Round like so. Now you notice what we should have did, and you know, sometimes I don't do it, but if there's too much charcoal on the surface or graphite, what generally happens is it'll start, how would you say, mixing in with the color on the surface, giving you a muted color. So if the color is getting dull, it's because of that already. We can fix that. You see, but then notice how I'm just using that circular motion. You see the circular motion, because the whole idea is going to be down here, is going to be, okay, the main candle is going to be the main emanation, you see? So if you have like a light thing going with, you know, the colors already, starting with your lightest interpretation, that's always the best way to go, the safest way to go. Okay? What color do you want your candle? It can be violet if you want to, or it can be red, or it can be, pick a color for it. And why I'm saying that is because if you pick a certain color, then that means on the outside of that color, we're going to use the opposite. You get what we're doing tonight? So the one candle color, so you can understand complementary color schemes and this emanation and luminosity idea all at once. Pick a color for your candle. Okay? You want to do the same thing. You want to start off with that color being light, diluted, watered down. These are some of the terms you can use. You see, on my palette, ladies, I'll water down the red is, and I'm going to make my candle red. So you start off with it light, you see? See that, Ray Della?
Yes.
Okay. See it, Nadine?
Yes.
Okay. You know, see with the watercolor, you start off light like that. So, okay, now I know I started with red, right?
Right.
So now I can come back. If I don't want to make a green there, I can use a green, you see, off my palette.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, sorry. I can use the green off there, or I can make the green, you see? So that's either or. If you want to make the green, this is how I would do. I would start with the yellow. You see, I would start with the yellow. Then I rinse the brush off, get the yellow off the color off the brush, you see? And then now I pre-wet the brush and I touch a little bit of the blue. See this? Touch a little bit of the blue. Now I put that into a little bit of that yellow right there. See how it turned green?
Yeah.
There you go. That's
Mm-hmm.
one way, remember, how we can make our green. All right. The other way is you can do like how I just have on this palette here, and you have the green there. So if I'm making a red candle, I got a green background. All right. I'm using green as one of the main colors in my background. So then all I would do is do the same thing again. Start off with a little bit of a lighter diluted solution. See that, ladies?
Right.
And then now you can pre-wet or you can wet the background in here.
Oh.
See, and start this idea of the yellow, the green in the background.
Yeah.
See, make sure it's diluted though. You see, once again, if you use what you brought, then we just put it in there and notice how when it goes to the red, you see. Now in between, we don't want to put it too much, but we put a little bit around the outside, wet, of those yellow orbs that we made. See that? Look.
Huh.
To start the idea. This is what I was explaining to you, Nadine, about the colors around that bright color that you want to be seen.
Right.
You see? See how, ladies, when you start off light and diluted like this, you have a better chance of even making it, like if you look at the screen now, it's starting to feel like those candles are lit.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? How about on your guys? You know what I mean? Do you start to feel that feeling that we're talking about?
Yeah.
You should start feeling, yeah. All right, Ray Della, I heard you. Yeah. Pre-wet it. You can pre-wet your paper. See how I did over here? The left-hand side here. And then what that does is that helps with the spreading of your color. See that? When you pre-wet the paper. And you want to
Pre-wet it?
start off diluted. Yes.
Okay.
And wherever the water is, that's where that color is going to go. You see? So that's another way of, how would you say, you're not controlling it, but you're guiding the watercolor where you need it to go. You see? Add more water. It should be on a tilt. But for purposes of showing you this, I'm flat down. Some of you may not like sitting straight up. You see, this is even in the I would say the recorded world, everybody, over there on Instagram and all that good stuff. Because if we look at it, there's a guy that's out there that's we know and love from the how would you say history, known as Henry Ossawa Tanner.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and this gentleman, he worked in this type of way where it worked with luminosity. How do you get us to believe?
I think we lost them for a second. How are you coming along, Miss Ray?
Fine.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my green together.
Yellow and blue.
Yes, the yellow and blue, but I'm using the cooler colors rather than the warmer, or am I using the warm? I'm using the cooler, I think, to get my green. But until he gets back, we're busy little beavers. Yep. sometimes it's hard. I think it's harder with the cakes because you have to work harder to make the color.
With the cake, yeah.
With the cakes, you have to
I
work.
didn't like them when we went and did them.
Yeah.
What I did is I put water in every one of them before I even started the ones I knew I was going to use.
You guys can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We were
Yeah,
just
sorry about that. The phone. What happens is those phone calls start coming through again, and people don't realize it, and then it does what it does. You see that?
no problem. We were just talking about how, well, at least for me, I'm trying to make the green, but I have these cakes. And so I'm trying to make enough to fill the background.
Yeah. Well, what you can do is you can wet the background first, and then what you can do is put the brush inside the cake, and then the color will carry it down.
Oh, but but I have to make the green, like I'm making the green from yellow and blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Another way is you can see the screen, right, everybody? You
Yeah.
can take your watercolor pencil and you can start.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You see, so you can take the watercolor pencil and start filling in between. Get a nice point on your pencil, and then go from there and start putting it in. We're working around, even while the paint is or the surface is kind of wet. You see, just put it in.
Yeah.
You know, just put it in. Using the green, then you can come back with your brush. You see, come back with the yellow. Enhance the yellow inside your pieces now. Bring more of the yellow out. See? Tap it again, what they call a pure color. Just put it right in the middle. See how it dried and I just tap it.
Wow.
Take a little bit of paint, tap it. We're not done yet. We just enhancing things so we can get that idea to come across. Notice how we build it up. With watercolor, you build up. From diluted to more saturated. You see, look. You start to feel it, you know, you're looking at the surface here. Because what I'm going to say to you is that now, what would you do to make us believe a darker value down there underneath there?
Down where?
You can take red and green, the interference colors.
Oh.
Take red and green. So I'm going to take some green from this other palette, and then I'm going to mix it with this red. Look what happens. You see that muted brown color that we're getting?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to use as an overlay in the background, you see? So then now in here, these areas in here. Not in where the flame is, you see? So we're going to work around those areas with the green and the interference of that red. See what starts to happen when we do that?
Yeah.
So it's the idea of using the interference color of red and green. If your candle is going to be red, take the red and green, like how I did here. You see how we getting that muted color? Put it in here around here. The bottom idea. What start to happen?
So it's adding like texture.
Texture, but then what else is it adding? Are you starting to get this luminous type of feel? Is the candle feeling like it's popping out? Is any one of the colors doing like what I have on the screen so far just yet on your piece? Think about it. Just take your time. Think about it. Put it in there around the orb. See what I'm doing? Around the orb in these areas in here. Around that candle, it'll be some darknesses in here. This would be these darknesses in here, wouldn't they be?
Yeah.
More water. Look at this. Look at where I'm at, everybody, ladies. You see? splash that on there. I'm holding it down flat because we want to use some of this as an effect. See what's happening on my board there if you look at the screen?
Yeah, it's starting to like move outward. Let me see.
Yeah. What you say, Nadine? Say it again. Move outward?
Yeah. Let me.
We want to see it do it more. Okay, that's what you're saying. You're saying, Don, I'm not convinced. I need to see it some more.
Okay, I just spotlighted you so we could see it better.
See? Notice when I start putting more of that darkness down in here with the green. Because remember, our background is green. So if you wet the surface and you take that red and green and put it together, you get a nice muted color. You see that?
Yeah.
And once you start putting that around the circumference of these yellow orbs, you start to see. Now, what's another way? Another way is using what they call Payne's gray. See what I got there, Payne's gray? You can take that one with the green. See what happened when I did that with the green and the Payne's gray? And the red? It went a little bit darker. A little bit richer. You see? Look. So then what I do is I come in here once again. Look at how we gradually building up. More water. See how the areas around the candle starts to be darker. Notice how what I put in with the watercolor pencil, we blended right in with what we were doing. Guys are quiet, you're scaring them. Let's look up. Yeah, you see? See how if you look at the screen, it starts to look like those candles are emanating?
It's definitely adding like a separation.
Yeah. The separation is what you see if you was to turn on all the lights in your house and lit 3 candles and just looked at them, you would see the same effect. The same effect you would see. So you would always use the opposite to garner attention. If I was using an orange candle, then I would make the background what? Blue. Blue, everybody.
Contrasting color.
Blue is the opposite of orange. You see? So look, it's just using that idea and then just literally just putting it in. Look how I'm doing. See what's happening? And if you use this watery idea, it should start to feel like that orb is jumping. Just like a Tanner piece, just like when he did the, how would you say, the Annunciation of Mary.
Oh, yeah. Let's here.
If you notice around his pieces, I think he got a photo of it, I'm not sure.
Stand by.
See, lady? Or you see, Ray Della? What's happening here?
Yeah, that's
And how much more when I go richer and richer and use more of the interference color, even in this area in here, right there. This is where we can mix it in with the graphite. See that, ladies? Just that simple. So you would add more of that color in
All right.
See?
So there, let's see. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it. Yep, there you go, into the light. Henry Oshawa Tanner. Look at around the effervescence that he's saying is the spirit that's towards the left.
Okay.
You see that?
Here.
And look around, and look around there. See how the light is? See the darkness is around there to make that light seem like it's emanating from there?
Right.
That's what we're doing with this here. Same thing.
Got you.
You
All right,
see?
I'm gonna pull it back.
It's good. It doesn't have to stay on the screen. It was just good for the good bleep right there. You see, the main thing is understanding that that light, since we're not doing it like exactly how we did, we're using it as an element or a template idea. You can see how if you look at the screen, you can see how these orbs are starting to fill that way. The more I work with it, the more I add these colors. Say, for instance, we make our red or our candle a little bit deeper. Where would it be deeper at? At the bottom. You see? Think about it. If the candle was lit, it'd be darker at the bottom. That? See how we just blended it up? We're taking our time. It's going to build up gradually. You got a blow dryer, you take the blow dryer out. Where's my blow dryer? Oh, it's not hooked up. I won't show up with so much. All right. Look, you can take that red again, and you're going to have to put it right in this area right here at the top of the candle. Remember, we're not trying
to do something. You know, he's very popular. Everyone's calling him. How you doing, Miss Ray?
Good.
Good. I gotta get some more red in my candle. Some more red in my candle. That watercolor is a new concept for me, but I've always wanted to learn how to control the medium. I just find it so, I don't know, it just seems peaceful.
Peaceful, yes. Where did Don go?
He'll be back. He'll be back. I just say keep working on the bottom of the candle.
I've been down.
Yeah, get that and work on layering the area around the candle. Let's see here. Until I gotta make some more. I think I need to make some more green. Oh, I know what I can do. I'm gonna go to the coloring pencils. See how that works.
Oh.
I think I probably would do better with the
tubes.
Yeah, because I feel like the cakes.
I know I worked with it for the first time in Julietta. It took me a long time to figure out that stuff. And then you have to do it, dilute it, and then a little darker, less diluted, and you got to keep on going that way.
Wow. Yeah, it's something. I mean, it's a nice journey, but
well, you have to have patience for art.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. I think it's good.
I had some pretty good pieces. I don't know where I put them.
Yeah.
From using those things like you have.
Uh-huh.
I got them somewhere now.
Do you find that you enjoy watercolor better?
No, I find I like acrylic.
Acrylic, oh, okay.
I love acrylic.
Okay.
Acrylic is, if you make a mistake, you can fix it with acrylic.
You know, I tried my hat at some oil, and
I've never tried oil.
And it's, it takes a long time for it to dry. So you
hair dryer, yeah,
to really, play with it. But yeah, I think acrylic, when I was a kid, that was what we had, acrylic paint in school.
Yeah.
And we didn't really use watercolor. That's just really interesting. And
I
of course,
really did.
it was more.
Like I have this cougar that I
Mhm.
painted with Don, and it's in acrylic. Wait, let me show you.
Oh yeah. And then let's see. He said blue to offset.
Where is the other button again? Oh God. Okay. Video. There we go.
Wow, look at that. How many days did it take you?
How many weeks?
Pretty,
Oh yeah.
it's still nice. That's really nice. Do you have a name for it? I don't know why it's breaking up, but
I don't know either.
yeah.
Not really. I never named it.
Uh-huh.
Just
Is that your first one on canvas?
no.
Oh, okay.
I have other ones on canvas.
Oh wow.
I copied this one off of Don. He drew the Pope.
Uh-huh.
And I got a prize for that one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That turned out really well.
I've been putting off getting back into art for the longest time. And I felt like I needed to stop making excuses. So
every day I was taking my daughter to work. She's not working right now.
Mhm.
And that was tying up a lot of my time. Because she works she was working up in Feasterville.
Uh-huh.
That was a good ride from, Kensington. I live in Kensington.
Uh-huh.
That was a good ride.
Wow.
What happened to Don? Where did he go?
I don't know. We're gonna find out. He's probably working to get his phone. Maybe his camera died.
Oh.
Technology.
I know. I hear. I even have a really nice pen and ink that Don did that I bought off of him.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to show you that. That's pretty cool. I like it better than some of the stuff he shows.
Oh. Don's making his way in.
Is he coming?
Yeah. I don't know. Do I need gray? I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. What am I doing here? There he is. Welcome back to the party.
Sorry about that, you guys.
That's okay. Welcome back.
Hey, there's one of the old ones there.
Yeah.
There you go.
I love this piece. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, that's the young guys in the jazz club.
Yeah. I love that piece.
Yeah, buddy.
It's one of my favorites.
All right. That's what I'm talking about right now. Sorry about that, you guys.
We worked on the bottom of the candle, and I don't know. I feel like I'm struggling a little with the cakes. So I went to the pencil.
Well, you go to the pencil, just drop them in. With the cakes, what's happening is you just have to understand that they're going to be, how would you say, more pasty or more chalky looking.
Right.
Than the dye. You see what I mean? Or than the instrument. You see what's happening there when I hit the candle more? So you see I'm coming with the red. I'm using the alizarin crimson.
Okay.
You see, and you put a little bit more, a little bit at a time. Make it a little bit richer, a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time.
Wow.
Around the edges there. Look what starts to happen when I start putting this stuff in there a little bit richer. You see, and we're not worried about being perfect. You see?
Yeah.
If you look, you can see what's starting to happen. Okay, in that lighter area in there, what I would do is I would take the yellow, and now I will put that yellow in there. You see, and blend that. See what happened when I did that?
Yeah. That's how light works.
Yeah, see how it starts to pierce going through the candle, you see? And then right at the edge there, it may be a little bit lighter in there. You see what happened?
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
You see, you just let it drip. That's it. Just let it drip.
Just let it drip.
That's it, because I have it flat. So you let the water just glob up in there. That's what happens. You let this is one of the times where if the paper globs up, you're not worrying about it because you absolutely want that saturation. You want that much saturation there. So once again, if you guys use the green like how I was using, you just want to oversaturate the green, break it down. You see how I'm doing? Break it down on your palette. Even if it's in the cake, this is what you want to do inside the cake. Just drop water on it and then rub your brush on it. See that, Nadine?
Okay.
Even in the cake, you just drop water on it, and then you just start rubbing your brush on it, and you'll see how the water will just get filled with that pigment.
Mm-hmm.
Then when it's that way, you see it on my brush, a heavily loaded brush. Then I can come in here and I don't have to use traditional brush strokes.
Mm-hmm.
I can just touch the green. You see? Look.
Mm-hmm.
See that? Look what's starting to happen down there. And look at how when we build it up, Ray Della, you see?
Yeah.
You want to build it up. You want to take some of the red. All right, you see how I have the red there, ladies? I take and I break down the red. If I want a lot of this muted color, that interference color, I take some of the green from off the other palette and put it right in there. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
See what's happening? See how it almost turned like a burgundy almost?
Yeah.
I'll take some more of the green and put it in there. See that richy color that's starting to happen? So then now I take that color and I put it in with the green. See that as I'm doing that? I'm just touching. You see, I'm just touching it. Now you want to touch underneath the flames like that. You see, look what's starting to happen.
Yeah.
Stay away from the edge a little bit. Just tap it, tap it, tap it. It's the darker the color is on the outside. Remember, when you look at Henry Sawatana's piece, it was the darker color surrounding that light area that made you believe that it was emanating.
Yeah.
You see, that's all it is. You can overwet the surface with this, right? And then you can come up here and move that darkness up top here.
Mm-hmm.
See, when it's laying down, you can do that. You know, you don't want that color to touch your flame too much. So it's in between. See how it gets real light and everything? Look at that. Look, you can use some of the roughness.
Yep. Here's that picture again.
Mm-hmm. Remember, we're not trying to be like his piece. We're just trying to understand how to make something feel like the light is coming from inward, not from another place.
Right.
So if you look at that middle part of where he was at with the emanation of the spirit that came, your screen is multiplying.
Oh,
You got
sorry.
multiplicity going.
Let me do this.
There you go.
I was peeking. I shouldn't have been peeking. I peeked.
There you go.
All right. So the colors.
Yeah, the colors from the inside of the spirit. You see the spirit that's there?
Mm-hmm.
See how all of that is nice and bright? But look to the left or right of those areas. What's there? A darker color. Move further going towards Mary. What happens? You got darker colors in there.
Yeah.
Everything is lit from what? The right side, or what would be her right side. You see?
Mm-hmm.
But all that's going on to let you know what? That the color is emanating from the inside of the picture plane, not from the outside in. Like as if he had a spotlight on. You see? So that's the idea. So if you flip back to the screen here,
yep,
where I'm at, then you can see even more so the more darks we add in with the interference color now. Because it's the interference color that's doing it too. Around it. See that?
Mm-hmm.
This burgundy that I got here is an interference of the green and the red put together. You see? Then you come once again to the outside, wet it again. See that? Look what we're doing in here. Look what I'm doing in here. Around the edges. I'm telling you, if you look at a candlelight, they do the same thing. We may not have the same effervescence of light happening. It doesn't matter. Does it have the feeling of that movement? Look, when you look at candles, how would you say, emanating? You know, see how I'm not really worried about too much. I'm not worried about a lot of things. I'm just worried about, can I get you to believe that this is emanating, that the light is coming from the inside? You see, when things are doing this, all I have to do is make you believe these darknesses out here. Look at these darknesses out here. From that interference of the red and green together. Look. Am I almost there? I don't know. Are you guys almost there with feeling that feeling?
I don't know.
Of colors emanating from the inside? Yeah, Nadine, you got to go darker. Can't be scared.
Okay.
Wet the surface. Just go in there, you know. The yellow that's in the inside, you start with the yellow first, and then you go. Yeah, you got a bigger brush, Nadine? Do you have like a size 5 round or something like this?
How about this
or
one?
bigger?
Okay. This one?
That's it? Yeah, turn it to the side, turn it, yeah, that's a flat. Yeah, that's big enough so you can be able to really splash the area and splash that color in now. If you look at my screen and you see where I'm at, you can understand it even more. See the darknesses here? And then that red is there. Okay, I can take that red now and make it more intense by doing what? Adding some of this cadmium red to it. See the cadmium red the way I got it, ladies?
Yeah, I see it.
Now I can come back in here and look what happens. I put this in the middle a little bit. You see? I rinse my brush out. I dry it off a little bit on a paper towel. And then now I blend in the edge of that. And you see what happened on the surface here? What are we getting a feeling of? I don't know. You let me know, ladies. See what's starting to happen? More of the red in here. More of the red in here. See a little bit on the top in here. Mix that with a little bit more yellow. Because your light is yellow, right? So put a little bit more yellow in there. Right at the top, right there. Look at that. See what happens? All I'm doing is I put the color in there. See how rich I'm using the color direct from that spot there? Then we put it right in there. See that? Even to let some of that come over the edge. Look what that does. Look. You see that feeling? See how the candle starts to fill when we build up? We didn't just stay at one layer with it. We build up, build up, build up. Let it dry, build up some more. You know? I tell people to stop calling, boy. That's what's messing up my signal over here, ladies, and I do apologize again, Nadine. Yeah. All right. You see? How do we make more brilliance? See in the background now? What we can do now is you rinse your brush off, right? Now you get the yellow. Now you take this yellow in the same way you just did for the candle. You can come in here in these areas and start working on that emanation on the outside of the ovals now. You see that? Look what I do here. I take the yellow, Nadine, and ladies, look, Raydella, and look what I do. I come around the edge with it. So I work from the edge into the inside. You see? To whereas more of that yellow is here. So then now when I load the brush, loading the brush meaning that I'm putting extra color in that brush. You see it? You see how the brush is filled with that yellow?
Yes.
And I come and just drop it right in. Look at that. Then what you feeling, Nadine? Do you see that yellow? Does it feel like it's permeating the surface? Does it feel like it's coming outward?
Yes.
That's all we want. That's all I want to feel. If it feels like a cartoon, I don't care. You see? The main thing is, does it feel like it's coming out forward? Yeah. How about you, Ray Della? You see me more?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, but then that's what you do. You just add a little bit more. See how I added more water in there, right? Then I come back in here with this yellow that I just made, and now I can drop it in these areas. And just that dropping in is making us believe that that's emanating from in here. What did Henry Sawatana do? He had a couple of movements in there that was a little bit darker, right? That had some of the background in there. You see what I did? Look. I just took some of that background color, took a tip of it and got in here while it was wet and did some of these movements around the flame, not in the flame, around the flame. And notice how it starts to make you feel even more so that it's emanating outward. Same thing with the one down here. Wet some more, we come back into there with that yellow, bang, around the outside perimeter. Look what happens. Do it to all of them. Load up your brush with the yellow once again, right around the extreme of that orb. Load it up again with the yellow to see how I'm doing. So I remember Ray Della said, I wish I could see your hands last time. So now you can see my hands totally now. You see Ray Della?
Yeah, if I could see it. I'm screwing mine up, but yours looks good.
Come on, no comparison. We're just trying to make you feel that, you see?
Yeah.
You know, it's going to get darker. The more and more you work on it, it's going to get darker and darker, Nadine. You see that? The only way to help you to see it, like this is the way the colors can go in. Watch, Nadine. Look, when I put it here, I loaded the brush up. You see how we load the brush?
Right.
Still soft and wet around the perimeter of that flame. Look, bang. And look at that feeling we're getting, like it's moving outward. You see, it's undulating outward. Don't bring that inward, bring it outward. See, as soon as you move that darkness inward, it's going to be like somebody's putting their fingers over the light. You see that? And if you look at the page, what's happening, Nadine, you got to go darker. Not darker on the candles, darker on the spaces outside. Like put your piece up so I can see it like how you got me pinned.
Okay, let's see.
Because this is where you got to get richer with the color. Yeah, you see how diluted your color is? So what you want to do is you want to start adding less water on the brush, more pigment in your mixture, and then let the surface be wet. This is a wet on wet technique or idea. So you wet the surface with the water.
Yeah, it's already wet.
Yeah, you got to go even wetter. Look at my surface. It's like almost like it's saturated almost. You can spritz it, but it's better if you use your brush. Because you can control where that wetness goes. You see, all you're doing is this. You wet it, put the water in that area, right with the cake like so, and then right around the edge there. Notice how every time I do it, the yellow is getting more and more intense. You notice that, ladies?
Yeah.
Every time I touch it, it's getting more and more intense with that yellow. You see? The more and more. Because remember, that light is dancing throughout, so it's yellow light. So what's going to happen? That light has to be yellow in here. See that? Watch this. In here. See that?
Mhm.
And you see how the yellow, the light is mixing in with your background. That's totally what happens. And you see how the painting is seeming like it's getting brighter and brighter? Some of you are not looking at the surface, but it's okay. You're not looking at that screen. Don't worry about it. Look at how I'm just liberally using the brush. That's all it is. If I was in a room with you, I'd already thrown a whole bunch of water on your page and you would be totally frustrated. Where's your jar of water at, Nadine? All right, hold that jar of water, put the brush in the water. Pull it right out without shaking it. Put it on the surface. No, hold the water in your hand. Dip your brush in the water. Put it straight to the surface. Don't shake it off. Now, when you do that, take your brush, wet it again, put it in the yellow and go in your flames. Just put it right in there. Don't even wipe it off. See what happens?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it dripping. Don't worry about it running all over the place. That's what you want. No, not just piece by piece. See how I have the orbs all in yellow?
Yeah.
So you want to do the same thing, all in yellow. So wet your brush, wet the surface, put it right on. No, don't put the water down. This is going to keep you reminding to keep the water in your hand. Yeah? Dip your brush in the water. No, you're trying to be conservative. Dip it in the water. Dip it in the water again. Dip it in the, there you go. No, don't put it back in the color. Put it in the water again. Go straight to the surface with that. See what's starting to happen? Now, when you're wetting the surface is wet, you come back with just that color in your brush. And you go into that area and you wet it. And you put the yellow in. And you start to notice how the yellow is starting to resonate on the surface. You're still being conservative. Just put the water in there. I know you're timid. You're worrying about it looking a certain way. But if you want that expressive look, you gotta stress the look at the surface. Look at my surface. Look at the screen.
Yeah.
Now look, all I did was, when you hear that, I put it in the water. I took that water, Nadine. See how I did it? And I put it right in the middle here to move it around. You see? Move it around.
Oh,
now I come back. Look, watch now. Watch when I take the yellow, the pure yellow. Boom. Look at that. With the water. And spread it outward, away from the flame now. Let it run. Let it's going to do what it's going to do. That's going to add that interest that you want. That interest, a lot of times, you can't make it happen. Sometimes it's arbitrary. It just happens. From the material mixing on the surface. You see, and then I can just pick mine up and let it run. Let it run down, you see? And all that running down, what it does is, it's helping the piece out. You see? Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Hello?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
I hear you.
Yeah, ladies, that's my problem. The camera just ran out of juice.
Okay.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, my camera just ran out of juice, ladies.
Okay. But
it won't let me show. So then now what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go. Now we gotta go back here just to show you the finishing of it. Can you see that, ladies?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of blurred over here, though.
Looks good.
Well, that's what's starting to look like. The darker you start to get it now, once you get it to start to drying, like if you had a hair dryer, like I'm gonna try to see if I can turn on my hair dryer. Hold on a second, ladies.
And blow out everything.
All right, here's the hair dryer, ladies. And what we're doing is we're drying the surface. That's all you will be doing. This helps you to move through layers faster when you're dealing with watercolor or mixed media with watercolor. So this is the other way of doing it. You notice how wet my paper was, you see? So look at that, Nadine, how wet the paper was that is bubbling up totally. You see that in order to get that richness to go, you gotta add less, like when you put water on the surface and you put less water, more pigment in your brush, you're going to get these beautiful dynamics. You see? So now I can come in and even in my candle a little bit more around the edge, you see? Look what starts to happen. I dried it off a little bit. I come back in and I just use it in a couple of areas where we're saying it's going to make it a little bit darker. You see, put that glaze in there. And you see what start to happen to the candle? Look at how it jumps out even more. See that, Nadine? See that, Raydella?
Yes.
So it's putting more of the darkness. With watercolor, it's building up gradually to a richness. You see, if you start off diluted, everything will start building up. Oh boy, I don't like the way that look on this screen. Sorry about that, ladies. All right. Even on the other side with the interference. Let me get my palette out a little bit more. Get my water this time. You see? Well, that lets me know the mic is good because the guys are music guys next door and I can't even hear it inside here. You guys hear any music in the background?
A little bit of bump, 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 bump.
Okay, yep, that's them. That's them.
Not much, so.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'll let them know. They was worried about that. Oh, no, we bothering you. No. You see, look, I got the red and the green here. Put them together, you get that darker color. You add more blue to it, it'll go darker. You see, and then where I want to go is I want to put these darknesses mainly down at the bottom now. You see? In between what's going on here. You see, look at how I'm doing it in between the flames now and just using that broken color that's in between to help the color move. Look at that, you see? And the more and more you put that darker color in there, ladies, you see that? The more and more it's going to start to feel like these orbs are emanating the light. Look what's starting to happen. I don't know if you can see it in this screen with the way the camera is now. I do apologize for that again. I thought I had a fully loaded camera there, and all of a sudden I bamboozled myself, ladies.
Boozled.
Yeah, bamboozled myself. Like, oh no. You see that all that dark color is interference. It's the red and the green together in almost equal amounts. And then I'm using it as a background element, the red and green together. That was the whole other aspect of this drawing too as well. How do you take the idea of opposites? How do you use the interference color? Well, you're seeing how to use the interference color right there. The more and more you do this, the more and more It starts to feel like that. Like, okay, now I take a lighter interpretation and go over top of the ones up top here. And if you notice, the darker you go around the orb, the more and more it starts to feel like what it needs to do. Feels like and pushing the light forward, assisting the light to push forward. That's the whole idea with this. Because some of us would think that we would have to take the white or take the China white, right? And then make a paste out of that almost, and then that's what's going to make this area look light, right? No. What's going to make you believe that light is emanating is when you give us the effects of nature that happens and the phenomena and what happens. With that dark around the light, bless you. You put that dark around that light, and look what starts to happen, ladies. That interference color. Put some more water in there, water it down, and move it around even more. Does every one of them have to be brilliant and bright? Well, not necessarily when you want the main one to be the brightest one. You see? And the more and more you start to touch it, I don't know, maybe that's out of focus there, is it? Yeah, that's in a little better focus. I don't know. You see it? There you go, Nadine. Why not mix the red and green together on your palette first and then bring it to the surface? Because when you put red and green together, it automatically mutes itself out. You're starting to get it because I can see the drips. So the whole thing is, if you want that color to come out, add more water to the color inside the cake so it can break down more. So dip your brush in the water, put the water inside the cake. Don't rinse it, don't dry it off. Put the water inside the cake. Yeah, I may have to give a session on how to work with those cakes. You just got to put more water in it. You're being kind of timid, Nadine. You have to just drop the water in. You're waving it back and forth, but more of your water had to go in the cup and just drop it in. Put your water in the cup. Put your brush back in the cup. Put your brush back in the cup. Pull that water straight out and put it right in the cake. Put it in there, put it back in there again.
Oh, it's overflowing.
It's okay. That's what you wanted to do. Now mix it in there. Don't worry about it. That's why I'm trying to break you from being conservative. You're being conservative with the material now. Yeah, you know, this is where you got to become a little bit reckless and understand if I oversaturate it, it's okay. Now, what you want to do is you don't want to wipe that wet paint off. You're wiping it off or something. I don't know what you're doing.
Put it on a little, I don't have a plate. I have
right. So what I want you to do is what you need you to do then is just go straight from that cake straight to the surface.
But if I'm doing, so to do the, okay. I see. I was going to make green.
Once again, if you put that yellow and then make the green on the surface, wet in the wet, you're going to get this nice effect that you're looking for, that you've been asking about.
So you're saying make the green on the paper?
Yes, that's what wet in the wet is. So once again, you wet your surface. You can wet the yellow, put the yellow up there. You can pre-mix it on your palette and then bring it straight to the surface. Let it drip, let it run. You know, let it drip, let it run. Add more water to the brush. Put it in a dark area. Put the red and green together like how I'm doing on my palette here. Red. Or if you're just doing it with the colors, you put the red and the blue together. Then once you get violet, you put the yellow to it. And that's going to turn it. And the way I know that's going to be the one that you need is because you're going to start to see this grayish brownish effect like how I have on my surface here. You see, look. See how, and then what happens is it's going to start emanating or start feeling like it's emanating based upon that loose movement. You see? You can even put a little touch of that in the middle if you wanted to. What starts to happen? You know, if you look at the surface here, yeah, you're gonna get a brownie color. So once that goes orange like that, put the blue in there. Put a touch of blue in your mixture and you're gonna see it go deeper. You see that, Nadine?
Yeah.
See how it went muddy?
Yeah.
That's what you want. And it doesn't have to be perfect around it. You see, you don't have to make a perfect circle because the circle when it's in life is not perfect around it, is it?
No.
Nah, so don't worry about being perfect. Once again, that's how I know you're worrying about too many different elements. Just put it in there. Look what I'm doing on the surface here. And when I put that red on my brush with the green already on the surface, look what's happening. It's getting that darker color once again that you normally see when you look at candles. You see, look, it's just what it is. You get this brownish color. That brownish color is that yellow light doing what it does right in front of you. You see, look. Even here on the tip here, right here on the edge. See that? Then I add some more water to it. Think about it. This edge right here, look at that. Look what I did, ladies. I hope you're able to see it. Can you see it pretty good or is it messing up on the screen?
No,
Huh?
you could see it.
You sure?
Positive.
All right. Nadine, can you see it?
Yes.
All right. See what's happening as soon as I put that dark there? Oh, I know what I can do.
Yeah, put it closer.
See the difference now?
See it?
Yeah. So you see how it feels like the orbs are emanating? You got to put more darknesses around the orbs. Rinse your brush out. You see, the more and more you do that, the more and more the light is going to seem like it's emanating. As soon as it dries, I put more yellow in here. Look what starts to happen when I put more yellow. Notice how it starts to emanate more, less water, more pigment, and I'm brushing it around in here. Look, is it getting more intense on your end? Can you see it through the screen?
Yeah.
Add more yellow, add a little bit more water to it. Add it to there, and this is making it richer. Right in there, look. And I add it in. You see, when it dries, look what starts to happen. I don't care if it drips. I'm going to let it drip. Because that's the interesting part about it. You see what's starting to happen? Rinse the brush again. See, when you hear that, I'm rinsing the brush. More of the yellow, you see? More of the yellow. And then I come right in here, bang. See that? Look. Look how it jumps. You see, we can subdue the ones down here. So this one over here, when you hear me rinsing, look, that's what keeps the color pure. It's dry in there. Now I can add more yellow in there. You see, look what happens when I add it in there. It's a glowing that starts to happen. See, Nadine, you can't be scared to put the color on the brush and drop it in there. If it goes too much, then add water. Dilute it out. You know, add more water. Boom. As soon as I put it in there, see that, Ray Della?
Yeah.
It just starts to pop more. You know, think about what happens when you're looking at a flame. That's the way the flame pops. It's going to permeate, and you're going to see that yellow echo out in the atmosphere from that point. And now that's when you take that yellow, when you start liberally just, you know, working it out outward, but less water in the brush, more pigment. See, it's just understanding the process. See, with acrylic paint, you can put it on thickly and it stays opaque. With watercolor, you got to constantly add the water to it to break it down. You see? I know a lot of people don't like watercolor for that reason. You know, it looks like Nadine is getting frustrated too. But that's where we want you at. If you look at what we got here, look, ladies, if you follow what I got, even the way that you're working, Nadine, I wetted the surface, I wet the surface, I come back with the yellow. Work around those light areas, you see? Take more of that paint. Work in these areas in here, you see? Come back with the water. More yellow in there. You see, because that yellow is going to be what? It has to be throughout the background. Because that's what candles and light does. It'll permeate everything. You see, and the more I'm touching it, look what's happening on the surface, ladies. The more and more we're getting that effect, that feeling of it's emanating from the middle outward. Wet in the wet, you just letting it wet and you dropping it in there, Nadine. You see it? Look. And I come in there and I'm just letting it drip. And I'm guiding it to the areas where I want it to go. You see what's happening? And look at how it's canceling it out on the surface. And it's giving me these beautiful drips that I want to see. You see? Look, I'm going to do it again over here, Nadine, in this area. Let it drip. Guide it down. Let it mix with what's on the surface already. Everything on the background has to have that yellow in it in order for it to emanate from the outside, from the inside out. You see what's starting to happen?
Yeah.
I don't know. If it's not happening, let me know, ladies, and I'll make sure it happens so you can see it. You see? Because once you start seeing it more and more, you see, you're adding more and more, more and more, more and more. Then we will let it dry. And when you let it dry, then you can come back with your color pencils and stuff. You see? I do apologize about that camera, everybody. It's okay. We're not going to die without it. See how wet that surface is, Nadine? And now I'm using the hair dryer. Put some of the darks on the top, Nadine. See that? All those muted greens, those interference colors, cancellation colors in there, wet in the wet, doing what it does. Look. Yeah, look at that, lady. Then once it's dry, you can come back and now you can formulate even more again. All right, say for instance, see here. Let me get my other colors on. Where they at? There you go. Now this is where you can take the yellow watercolor pencil, right? And you come back in here and you can enhance certain areas with this yellow coming from the inside with the pencil. See what I'm doing, ladies?
Yes.
From the inside.
Yeah. Look,
What are
going
you,
towards the outside. You
are
see,
you
look.
painting that on?
Yeah, with the pencil,
Oh, with the pencil. Oh,
the
okay.
watercolor pencil.
Mm,
You see that? The watercolor pencil.
gotta find mine.
Because it's dry. You see, so you let it dry, and then look what I'm doing.
Yeah, the next time I'll have my hair dryer with me in here.
There you go.
I
Let's
have
let you
one, but I
know.
didn't,
You see, and then look, now I did that,
bring it
right?
with
Now I can come back with the yellow brush,
me.
come back with the wet brush, right? And now I can just touch it there, just to move it around just a little bit. See what happens when I touch it with the wet brush, with the watercolor pencil?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes
See
it
what starts to
darker,
happen? See how that
deeper.
yellow starts to move where I want it to move to make you feel like it's oscillating? No, yes, yes, no. All right, Nadine, what's happening is you're putting a halo around it. Look at what I did. See how I went straight to the edge?
Mm-hmm.
So all you got to do is just wet your brush and go straight to the edge.
Okay.
Wet your brush and move what's on the surface straight to the edge. No, move it in there, yeah. Move what's already on the surface straight to the edge. There shouldn't be any white there. Your candle should be surrounded by that color like how mine is. You see, Nadine, look. I go in here, I rub on the surface, I can move that color around. There is no white halos around there. We're not in an alternate universe.
Come on, not really?
Nope. That's the only way you're gonna make us feel it, because right now you got too many white spaces around items. That lets me know that you're kind of timid to put the color next to something because you're thinking something's wrong. There's nothing wrong. You see? The whole 9 yards. What happens in there? You come back again with the darknesses again, and then now you can do it again. See what I'm doing? I'm just coming back in, messing with the darknesses and taking another layer of the darknesses and taking it up again. Look what happens when I put that dark around this area in this corner here in the right side, or left side. Look at how that's going to make the light come out even more. See it? Look.
Yeah.
This is not about how perfect you can make a candle. This is, can you make us believe that something's emanating from the inside out, like how Tanner used, how some of the impressionists used. You see that? Look. That corner right there, if you put it darker, it starts to do it. You do that interference that we're talking about. That green with the red. And then look, as I'm putting it on, it dries. But look, see? Look what happens when it dries and then you work over top. Look what's happening. I don't know. You guys let me know. Is it starting to do it or what? Well, for me, it's doing it. I don't know about you guys, but look at it there. Look, look. See what's starting to happen? Oh, nobody's looking. Adino is not looking. Everybody's worried about being perfect. There's no such thing, you guys. Raydella, let's see what you got.
Oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
Okay.
So you take that red and you put it in that green. You're gonna get that darker color that I'm talking about. There you go, Raydella. Yeah, yeah. But I wouldn't have put that darker yellow in the middle. You see
No,
that? We just let that yellow be on the
I
outside.
like that.
Oh yeah, well go for it then if you like that. Okay.
That's why I put it there.
Okay.
I seen the lighter, but I didn't really like it as much.
Well, yeah, the whole idea is that we're just trying to get you to understand how to make things feel like it's emanating from its own light source, not from a light source outside of itself. You see, so the whole key to it, once again, is how dark you make the interplay of the background with the foreground when it comes to candles. You see, look.
I have to find that other paper. I have loads of paper, but I don't know where the heck I put it yet.
It's okay. What you got is fine. You just got to probably put it down on a board pretty good and play with the.
I put it on a clipboard.
Right, that's good.
Well,
Notice what starts to happen when I put more and more of that darkness, Nadine. Check it out. And it's that interference color now. Look, the more and more I add that darkness in, look at how much more intense the light areas get. Let's do it up here in the upper corner.
Oh, I want more darker there.
Yeah. It's the darker areas that make the light areas resonate. That's the importance of looking at how Tanner was able to achieve that effect. How he was able to achieve that effect is by taking, if you look at that gold once again, and you notice the whole scene around it, everything away from that point started to get darker. You see? Even with those Renaissance masters, if you look at that, and look at how I'm doing this area up here of total interference, look at that. And then look at how the light is starting to emanate. You see, look. Look at that. You see, look. See what starts to happen? And I'm not worried about being perfect. You see, we're not worried about that perfect idea. This is blending. You see, wet in the wet. See, look. Look what happens. Even with this one that has a little bit of light around it. You see? Uh-oh. I lost everybody. Hello, ladies? Hey, Nadine. Hello, ladies. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, we'll keep it going. This is for everybody in the recorded world. Look at it, everybody. If we stay with this idea of the interference colors in there, you see that red and green together. What starts to happen, everybody? You start to see it. The whole idea on how this emanates out. Notice how I'm gingerly just letting it drip, 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 drip. You see? Let those darks work in there. You see that? Look at that darkness in there. Look at that darkness in there. Wow. You see that, everybody? Look at that in there. You see? And notice how just from putting those darks in there like so, we're able to make you feel like that light is emanating outward. You see? That's the main thing. You would go darker and darker. You know, add the red, add the yellow together with the red. And it, oh, hello? Hello, everyone? Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Hey, Nadine. Hello? Hello, ladies? Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right, sorry about that. Verizon, I lost my internet.
Oh, okay.
So where are we at? It's around about 7:50 now. How are we
Yeah,
doing?
7:49.
7:49.
Mm-hmm.
My apologies.
It's all right. Raydella's still there, or she might not be there.
I'm not sure. Did we lose her too?
Yeah, we lost her too when you went out. I was the only one still on recording.
Oh, but that's weird that she went out. She shouldn't have gone
Yeah.
out. She should be able to stay on.
Okay.
Um, I don't know. I might have to change internet providers if this keeps up.
I hear you.
Because this is
I hear
crazy.
you.
All right, well, let's see. Participants.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Can
still
you,
see you.
okay.
Yeah.
Invite, messenger,
Mhm.
Raydella.
Yep, so we got that going. I know that was a little frustrating for you guys.
Oh,
But
well,
it's just understanding how to work the watercolor. Because now when that's dry, you can come back with your marker. You can come back with the watercolor pencils or the color pencils over top
right.
of this now to enhance certain things, you see. But once you do that, your watercolor should be at a certain height already
Mm-hmm.
on the surface. So that's why I keep on trying to get you guys to understand the work with the darknesses more in between your lights. The minute that you do that, these orbs seem like they're glowing more. They'll seem like they're doing more. You see, if you see my surface, it seems like the light is starting to come this way now.
Okay.
You see that? So the whole thing for you, Nadine, is you have some of your muted colors in the inside here. Let it dry now. Let that dry for a little while. Like for like even 2 or 3 minutes while we're talking. And then when that dries, you can take a wet tissue and then lift out that color in the middle there.
Okay.
So then this way, because I'm looking at your scene, you see, it's starting to do it. I can see it. It's starting to do it, but you have too many white spaces around here. You see. Now this is where you take that red, like how I was saying. Look, you can take the red, right? And when it's dry, the way you have it dry now, you get that red that we're talking about. And watch, Nadine, when I put it in, it's going to be at its most rich state, purest state. Now I rinse the brush off. I dry it off. You see, Nadine, you still there? Your mic is muted, Nadine. Your mic is muted, Nadine. Oh boy. Hello? Hey, Nadine. Your mic is still muted. All right.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now, Nadine.
All
Got
right.
you. Check on that. Another key when you mixing, Nadine, depends upon which way the color is going. If it goes more blue, then that means that you have to put that warmer color in it.
Okay.
If it goes violet, then you know you have to put the yellow in it to make it go darker. Everything is the opposite, you see? And the minute you do that and you get that brownish, farty looking color, you know you got it, because that's the color the shadows the light starts to take on in your eye. You see, so absolutely that reddish brown that you have, but you got to let that reddish brown dry. So then when you come back over top with that interference color, it'll go muted in between, like how I have it here, you see?
Okay.
So in other words, to do something to make your abstraction feel like a light is coming from the inside, it's mainly to making us understand the lights around it,
Mm-hmm.
the tonality around it. Even if we was to make these like how we made up here, and then you would fill in these bands,
Mm-hmm.
it still will be these colors in here.
Raydella should be coming back in.
There she is. Her mic is not muted. You tell her mic is muted. Mic's muted. Your mic's muted, Raydella. You see, the more and more I put this darkness in here in certain areas, the more and more it starts to feel like.
Yeah, I'm back on.
Hey, there she is.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but
I don't know either. Everything went dark.
Yeah, buddy.
I have Verizon, right? And I lost my signal. I'm on my cell phone now.
Oh, okay. Hotspot. That's what I do. I'm hotspotting.
Yeah.
You know, look at that. Look, see how that darkness goes in now?
Yes.
You see it now. I would clean off my brush, right? Dry off my brush, and then blend that area in. You see? Blend it in. Blend that in. Blend that in all the way around. Blend that in. And notice how that makes us believe that this is emanating from the outside, from the inside to the outside. You see that?
Yes.
The more and more you touch, the more and more you just need these darks in certain areas, like around the rim here. You see? And then right in the front. And then blend it. What did that do to our flame? Made it seem like it's brighter, didn't it?
Yeah.
The more and more the intensities of the contrast of darks and lights you put in, the more and more that's going to feel real. You get it, Nadine?
I get it, but I don't have it.
I understand. No, you do. You just got to let it dry a little bit and move the circular motions. Right now, they're looking like flowers.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. What we would have to do is let it dry, and you come back with a tissue, and you would lift out those areas in the middle where your candles are.
In
And
here.
then now, yeah, and then now you would come back in your outside areas, and you would blend in together red and green.
Red and green.
You take red and green and mix it on its own. And you're going to
Okay.
get that muted color because they're opposites.
Red and green. Opposite
Okay?
yellow. Mm-hmm.
Any opposites you put together, you're going to get that muted gray that I got on the screen here.
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to add it little by little. The more and more you add it, the more and more it gets intense.
Mm-hmm.
You see? To the point now where I can come down in these areas and really make these areas darker, you see?
Mm-hmm.
And now that these areas are going to be darker at the bottom, that's going to make us feel that illumination idea up top here. That's all it is. The darknesses around an item. Everybody thinks that you have to add white to start making things feel like they're luminous or they have light with it. No, you have to show us the darknesses around these items. The more you show us the darknesses around the light areas, the more and more those light areas are going to seem lighter than what they are. You know, if you haven't got it, Nadine, Raydella can tell you how I am. I'll keep on working with you until you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he has a lot of patience.
Yeah, buddy.
More than I do.
You see? So the more darknesses we put on, ladies, you see, Nadine, the more intense that light becomes. And the more that light wants to come forward. To really see it, all I would say is take a cheap candle if you have one, you know, and then just turn off the light in the bathroom or something and stand in the bathroom and just look at the candle and tell me if you don't see things like what we're doing right now. Because the darker I make this along the sides, the more and more it's going to feel like that candle is resonating. Sure, I can come back in here with the yellow, you see? And then I can reinforce these areas in here with the yellow. See that? And see how that just made that candle feel the way that it felt? Look, I can even come back and then. You see, and even though that color looks dirty up there, that's what I want.
Oh.
See that? Look at how that candle starts to jump out even more now.
Yeah.
Because you're controlling the darknesses now. You see, on the top of the candle, what's going to happen in here? These areas will be a little dark. Uh-oh.
Can you show it closer up?
Well, see that I can't do that now because of the camera
Oh, I know
that I'm on, you see? But notice how the orbs start to jump forth even in this, the picture.
Okay.
You see?
Thank you.
No problem, Raydella, no problem. Look at how I add more of the red in there. We can come back in here with the red.
Oh.
You see? And what that does is just adds on to the idea in here. I mean, it's a lot of things we can do in here. You know, I can add some of that red here because it's a red candle. You see? Let that area dry. So I'll pull the hair dryer out. Let that dry again. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock now. And we'll finish up with this last stroke and it'll be a done deal. You see, I rinse my brush. And then I go ahead on and I add some more of that yellow in there. Even into here, into the top here, and look at how that does. Okay, now just to finish it up, just to say we finished, I would come back with the sketch and wash pencil and just in some areas, scratch in a little bit, a sketch and wash pencil.
Never heard of that.
This is the one where you can do sketch and wash.
Okay.
Whereas you could draw with this like a regular pencil, but then you can come back in with your brush like the watercolor.
Oh, okay.
You see? See how I put it in the background down in here? And now I can take that wet brush, watch.
Oh, just like the watercolor.
Yep, and come over top, and now that takes everything down a little bit darker. You see what happened in there?
Yeah.
You see, even on the edge there, I took the pencil and used the sketch and wash pencil. You see? Even take some of that and put it in the inside there and move it around. You see?
Do they come in different colors?
What you mean? No, you got the watercolor pencils for that. The sketch and wash pencil is always going to be graphite, a water-based graphite.
Oh, okay.
And then you would.
All right.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? I'm telling you, I want to.
It takes practice.
I know, but it's something. That's all. I never expected it to be easy, but it is quite challenging. I like a good challenge,
Hmm.
but
When you're not doing anything, just try again.
yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do this several times.
Well, so did we all did.
Yeah,
The
because
first time I felt like throwing the thing and throwing it.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Remember? Don't you remember?
I know. I know. No,
I said,
don't
I
do
don't
that.
like this. I was so used to the acrylic. Every mistake you make with acrylic, you can fix
You
right
cover it.
away.
Yeah, yeah.
But I have a couple of things I'm trying to find. I have to find them the next time.
Yeah,
That
if
I
you wanted to
did,
use
that
acrylic
I
with this,
did,
you just
and
would
they
pull your
turned out
white paint
good.
out.
Huh?
Yeah, if you wanted to use the acrylic paint with this, you would pull your white paint out and mix up thicker colors so you can make this resonate even more in the middle.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I have
no,
them.
no, probably that's what you would do. You would
Yeah.
add white to it and you would make these strokes more, and then you can make this darker back here, but you would have to blend these areas in.
hmm
So Nadine, your issue is how do you blend these colors in to get that idea? What you do is you start off diluted like how we did. You see,
hmm
and then you gradually around that area you build it up. You don't go into the area, it's around the area that you're saying. You see?
hmm
That's all it is. So you started doing it, and then in here, the watercolor shouldn't be thick. It should have been thin.
hmm
So it's more water than pigment in that area in the beginning. That's all. Because that's what's
Even the
happening with
flame.
your yellow.
Even the
The yellow
flame.
is it doesn't have enough water in it.
Okay.
You got more pigment than water. That's why I was saying when that dries, you can take a wet paper towel and you'll see. You'll be able to wipe the middle of that yellow out.
Okay.
You probably can do it now. Just wet a plain white piece of paper towel and then wipe it in there, and you should be able to see it. Just to
Mhm.
see the idea before we shut it down, because it's 8:06.
Yeah. Well, good night, and thank you very much.
Oh, way to go. Hold on, Ray Della. We got to give you, let's keep creating.
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you for your patience.
There it is,
Thank
Ray
you.
Della. Keep creating until the next one next week. We'll be doing another one next week, okay?
All right.
All
All right.
righty.
I gotta look for more of my supplies. It's all in the basement.
Okay. That gives you a
Oh.
good reason to pull it out.
Yeah.
Well, you should see around me right now. I got all this stuff sitting.
Oh,
My,
I can only imagine. I only can imagine.
my husband's probably gonna say, "What do you got? Clean it up."
There it is. You know it.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Oh, no problem, Ray Della. Thank you.
You
Thank you for
too.
your time and your patience.
Be
And keep
safe.
creating.
Keep creating.
You too. Be
Uh,
creative, dear.
all right.
Have patience, Nadine. It'll get better.
Oh.
That's what he kept on saying, and it works. Good night.
That's it. Good night.
I just gotta
All right.
forget. So,
Mhm.
All right. So, first of all, I wanted to say thank you, Don. This was great. Definitely, definitely a journey in terms of watercolor. So I'm looking forward to more of these. And it was along
Hair
with the
dryer.
hair dryer. Yep. I got to get my hair dryer. That's another, I got to find another socket. I'm using up all my sockets up in here. But now we're going to take it to a close.
Mhm.
And then I have to go back and figure out how to shut everything down.
No problem.
Okay,
All
so
right.
let me connect with you later.
Yeah, no problem, Nadine. Hit me up as needed. As
As
always, teamwork since we're recording. Teamwork make the dream work. Come on now.
teamwork makes the dream work.
That's it, Nadine. So whatever, you know what I mean? So hit me up later once you're done, or you go through what you need to go through and you want me to
Yes.
look at certain aspects of what we've done and talk about it. I'm still here. I'm here all night. Okay.
Okay, sounds great.
All right,
Thank
Nadine. Have a good one.
Yes, keep creating. Let's
Keep
keep creating.
creating. Yeah. Till the next time, everybody. Till the next time.
All righty. Bye-bye. Stop recording.
Still heavy.
You know, but
When you're not doing anything, just
that's all. You know, I never expected it to be easy, but it is quite challenging. I like a good challenge, you know, but
when you're not doing anything.
Yes. Let me get my, look, that's what.
I have to find that other.
All right.
can you hear me?
I can hear you now. See? To the point now where I can come down to these areas and really make these areas darker, you see? And now that these areas are going to be darker at the bottom, that's going to make us feel that illumination idea up top.
Challenge.